Guys, we're here with Chris from Nocturnal Fear. This is part two of the interview. So how are you doing,
Hey,
Chris?
what's up? Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Oh, everything's going
Greetings
good.
from Detroit.
Yeah, yeah. It's probably. Is it cold over there?
No,
No.
nope. And I'm ready for it to be. Leaves are changing just a little bit, but not quite yet, man. It's still in the 80s. I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah, it's like in the hundreds in California. It's always
Yeah,
hot here.
man. That shit's for the birds, dude. But whatever, man. I know people like it. I'm not complaining. Hey, you know what? I've lived here my whole life, so I like the seasons. I mean, once you get into the end of August, you know, for a Michigan person, you know, shit gets old a little bit. You're ready for the leaves to start changing and shit like that, getting into fall and Halloween weather, you know. I don't know, at least I am.
Yeah. I like the changing seasons too. I agree with you.
Yeah,
So I want to talk a little bit, almost about this would be more focused on Nocturnal Fear history, but I want to talk a little
that's fine.
about pre Nocturnal Fear, a little bit about what did you think of the metal scene? Like I'm gonna say early '90s. I'm talking about when the death metal scene ruled. And was it stagnant after a while? After seeing like the UK death metal bands, the Swedish death metal bands, and what did you think of that? Because obviously in the first one we were talking about, your version of death metal was Possessed, early Morbid
Right,
Angel, and stuff like that. So what do you think
right.
of like bands like Napalm Death coming in and all of that?
Well, see, it's weird. I mean, Napalm Death is, you know, to me, you know, they really changed from Scum and, you know, Harmony Corruption came around, and I mean, it was cool and all, but, you know, death metal, it did hit a bit of a rut, you know, probably 90s and whatnot. I mean, I ended up just basically listening to the shit I grew up. I kind of tuned out for a little bit and just got my head in my own bubble and, writing music and stuff. I'm able to do that. I'm just, you know, I could throw on them old music and get inspiration from it. And, that's pretty much what I did because so much of the shit was bland. And I mean, I had so much, you know, hardcore music and shit to fall back on. And, you know, I listened to a lot of that because, you know, to me, it did hit a bit of a rut. There's a couple of good albums that came out, but nothing like, you know, what it was in the prior years, you know, 89, 88 leading up to it. And, you know, having lived through that, having some weak ass fucking releases coming out, it didn't cut it for me. So, you know, I just kind of listen to the classics, you know, which is a lot of what I do right now anyways. You know, I don't really keep up on a lot of shit.
Is there a band that maybe like you were really into back in the day, like a death metal band that just solely disappointed you? Maybe a release or something?
Man, man, it's hard to say because I really never got into like, you know, a really American death metal, but I would have to say, um, Deicide kind of dipped out a little bit. So did, Morbid Angel. This was a disappointment for me. I mean, even on, Blessed Are the Sick, you know, that's only half an album. The back half is just re-recorded, you know, demo tracks with, every fucking song's got an intro thrown on it. And, I was like, you know, whatever, man. They're professional musicians. They couldn't have come up with 45 minutes worth of new music to follow up Altars of Madness, fucking classic. You know, what they did, they recorded some demo shit. Some other, and everybody fucking shits their pants over it. I was like, man, whatever. And then their other albums came out. I was like, whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know. Just, you know, every band almost kind of went out in a way.
Yeah, like
Slayer,
Carcass.
Slayer got weird. All of them, you know.
Yeah, like Carcass, if you listen to the early stuff, it has a lot more like a death grind thing going on. Then they went to like
Yeah.
melodic death metal, if you want it. And also like the Swedish stuff, Entombed, the first album, second album were good, and the next thing they're doing that death and roll stuff.
See, to be honest with you, I skipped that whole second wave of black metal. I skipped the whole wave of Swedish death metal. Never got into none of it. A lot of bands, Mayhem, Emperor, all of this shit. I haven't heard one note of them. I haven't heard a lot of Swedish death metal. You know, I mean, you know, Entombed, they were cool, nihilists, but a lot of that shit, I just fucking, whatever. I went in my bubble and just fucking listened to the shit that I had listened to, because why am I going to listen to, you know, some generic death metal band when I could throw on Infernal Overkill, or I could throw on the first Bathory record? The shit doesn't get old to me. Maybe it's because I'm fucking nuts or whatever, or being whatever, crazy or whatever. It's just, it doesn't get old to me, you know? I can put that shit on a loop and listen to it. So, yeah, a lot of that shit I just missed because, you know, that second wave of black metal came around. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I ain't into it. It didn't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. A lot of those bands, I agree with you, a lot of those bands didn't do anything for me as well. There's only a few, like, I think Dark Throne, maybe. But other than that, a lot of those, you know, stuff didn't do anything for me. So, now, a little bit farther into the 90s, you know, you had, obviously, the whole thrash thing obviously didn't explode, but for Nocturnal Fear, so when did you first start gathering a lineup? Would you say, like, what year?
Probably 99. You mean, like, as far as getting the band, like, when did I get the band together?
Yeah.
Yeah, right around, like, 99. Did a demo called Pagan Rights, and then from there we got hooked up with labels, and then just started putting out albums. And you know, the influence from was just the shit that I liked, shit that I would want to hear, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's how it happened, you know?
You know, your first album to me has way more of a death metal edge to it, maybe because it's just way heavier.
Yeah.
Is that just definitely just like what you wanted to do, or would you say there are some influences from maybe the other members wanting to be, you know, heavier, or was that just all you?
Well, the way that happened was, at the time I was jamming with a drummer that wasn't, you know, real quick double bass or whatever. Not the guy who ended up on the demo, but, you know, whatever. And so I was thinking in my head, well, you know what? If I can get that old, you know, Celtic Frost groove going, that Hellhammer groove going, and write some shit like that, you know, I'll be happy. And so some of the songs on there, like Temple of the Crucified, Pagan Rights, you know, a few others, got a Celtic Frost vibe to them. And but then I hooked up with a drummer that was real fluent, double bass or whatever. He could play whatever I could show him on guitar, so I didn't have to dumb down my guitar playing. So then you got songs on there like Sterilize and Exterminate, like Unholy Throne of Blasphemy, War Machine, other ones on there that, you know, had more of the blast beat to it. So you had a little bit of both on there, you know, the heavy, you know, when I say death metal, I mean like a Celtic Frost vibe,
yeah,
you know, that Hellhammer vibe, just because writing-wise, that's kind of what I was doing. We were tuned lower there, too. I was, like, tuned to C back then, and, you know, the singer I had more of a death metal approach, and that's the way it ended up turning out. I'm proud of it. It's a real good album, but I think our sound has developed.
Yeah.
It's evolved to where I want it to be more of having, you know, vocals with that more of a raspy sound, more of that, you know, that German rasp sound to them, and, you know, the fast vocal delivery, you know, the syllables on the beat of the, you know, and the fast fucking vocals, man. I call them auctioneer vocals, you know, them auctioneer dudes, they talk, you know, so
yeah.
it is where I want it now. So we started a little bit death metal, but now we got a little bit closer to the mark that I was aiming for now, you know?
Yeah.
And which is what we're going to, you know, continue to do, because that's primarily my influence, you know, because that's the heaviest music of all time, bar none.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you had that lineup to Line of Fire EP, correct?
Yeah, that was, that wasn't even really intended to come out. That was just, us goofing around with some tracks. I think that ended up being on a CD, and somehow it got out as like a demo or an EP or something. Yeah, it wasn't gonna put it out on a label or nothing, but it got out, and I really haven't probably listened to it since we did it. And for whatever mistakes are on there or whatever, I would say don't judge the band by that, because it was kind of a off the cuff kind of way to get our ideas together for what we were going to do for the next record. And the singer that was actually on that ended up not being on the next record.
Yeah. So you lost, at least for that lineup, you lost, let me look at their names, Remorseless War Grinder and Terrorizer. Why did they leave?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, Remorseless War Grinder had more of that, you know, the death metal approach. And you know, we just kind of parted ways, you know. He's a good dude. And we just kind of parted ways. Same thing with Terrorizer. We just kind of parted ways. And, you know, that those things happen with bands, you know. People, whatever, you know, it is what it is. It's the story of every fucking band, you know. People, you know, come together, and then people kind of drift apart, you know. And we did some cool things with them, and it just was just bound to happen. The band kind of was going into different areas, and we got different people, and it just happened. There was no real reason or whatever. It was just it just was something that happened.
Yeah. So how was the Detroit scene, or actually I should say maybe the Midwest scene, during that time of the early time from 2001 to 2005, so the first two releases? How was it playing during that era?
It was good, man. I mean, the scene was small, but, you know, Detroit's always been quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of people can hang with that type of scenario or that type of idea, but it's a good thing to have, because you end up having die-hard people. And so we had a quality over a quantity, and the shows we did in Detroit were real good. And there came a point where we said, well, you know, we're pretty much just going to play out of state. We're going to play, we're going to get the most bang for our buck. We're not going to, you know, play in Detroit and play for the same 30 people or whatever. And you know, and keep it fresh for them too, you know, so if they see us once or twice a year, that's great. We don't end up wanting to be the band that was playing every weekend or whatever. Because then you become a local band at that point.
Like a house show band.
Well, yeah, you know, we didn't want to do that. And it just happened that way. It just happened that way. It was that time and space, and that's just the way things happened. And it was good, you know, whatever. I mean, we're still here. We got a big following, and Detroit's always been real good to us. And you got certain people that don't like us, but you're gonna have that. You know, every band's gonna have that in their city. They're gonna whatever. Especially a band like us, you're gonna maybe like us. You're not gonna like us, but whatever. That's how we are. We don't want everybody to love us.
Yeah. What I like what you said is that your scene is quality over quantity. At least, you know, in California, right. I don't know how it is for. At least, you know, maybe my area. At least it seems to me. I could be wrong. People don't agree with me, whatever. It feels to me, at least, there's quantity over quality. You know, you get every band and every neighborhood. Not every neighborhood, but that's, you know, kind of drastic. But there's nothing really like, you know, we don't have a Nocturnal Fear over here. We have a few good bands, but overall, when it comes to like thrash,
right,
or not, or you know, I shouldn't say just thrash. It's with everything. You have, you know, for every 20 bands, you might have a good, like, 3 good bands.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, a lot of that is, you know, everybody wants to be a fucking rock star, but, you know, 2 or 3 years into it, when it gets more to be like work than fun, you know, bands dip out, and they kind of ends up, well, hey, whatever happened to, you know, so-and-so band. And, you know, that's what happens with bands. It's a lot of work, and it's easier to be in a band when you're 18 or 19 or whatever, and you know you don't have a whole lot of commitments or whatever, and you can do it. You know, you get older, you know, then the band itself becomes a commitment, and you have to make time for the band, and it's a weird thing, and whatever. I mean, so sometimes you got a little crop up of bands, and it's people just wanting to be in a band, and then you have bands that are in it for legit reasons, and those are the bands that last. You also got a weird thing of everybody wants to be in a band, but if you have somebody come out and you say, well, yeah, you know what, come on out, man. You can play bass, you can play guitar, whatever. Okay, great, come on out. Come out and jam with us. Oh, you're on a label? Oh, you mean I have to show up for practice 2 or 3 times a week? Oh, you mean I have to play my shit flawlessly on the fucking CD? Oh, you mean I have to be able to go do this and that? So it's weird. It's everything is fun and cool until a commitment comes along, and then people kind of back off a little bit. So, hey, it happens to bands, it happens to the fans. Maybe in California you get a packed house, but some of them faces, they're not going to be there 2 years from now. It's part of their fucking phase,
Yeah.
That ain't the people we're playing for. That ain't people we play for are fucking schizophrenic, psychotic people that are fucking in it for life, dude. When we play, the people that show up, you're like, who the fuck are these people? Where do these fucking kind of people come from? That's the people we play for. So it's a different thing. It ain't, whatever.
Yeah.
It is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely. Another question about the scene more of so is I heard that the whole Midwest scene, majority, if I should say, is sort of dominated by the death metal scene. Would you agree with that, or you just don't really care and you just play whenever?
Well, you know what, man? I mean, I care because I'm part of it. It's where I live, and yeah, I do see a lot of death metal, but that's great that their scene is doing good. Now, is it a case of death metal is real big, or is it a case of maybe the kids that are coming up, there's already a generation gap in music to where they don't know some of the roots of, well, hey, let's get a band together that sounds like, the first couple Bathory records, or some German thrash metal, or some whatever, some Canadian thrash metal mixed in with some fucking German thrash metal.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to tell you some bands like that were playing in Detroit, Toledo, Indiana, wherever, you'd be like, oh, wow, holy shit. Yeah, let's go check them out. But I don't know what it is. Yeah, there is a lot of death metal. Why? I don't really know. But, I'm not going to question it because they got their thing going, and I back them. And it's not my cup of tea. It's not what I do. I mean, whatever. If you heard our band, you know what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of death metal. So why? I don't know. I back them. Let them go nuts. Let them be successful. I back them.
Yeah. Okay. So a little bit back to the history of Nocturnal Fear. Okay, on the Code of Violence record, you had Aggressor still on drums. So
yeah.
And then obviously on the next one, I think you had. Let me look at the lineup just to make sure I'm right. Witchhammer. So what was the differences between Aggressor and Witchhammer?
Well, they're both fantastic, kick-ass fucking drummers. But Aggressor, he ran his course, and he ended up being replaced. Now, Witchhammer is just a fucking animal. He's a Lord Witchhammer the First. He's my fucking bro, man. I've known him forever, and he's a really good dude. And I've jammed with a few people, but this dude mentally, he's nuts. He's like me and him. We're right on the same level. He's a trip, dude. He's fucking nuts. But he's a good dude, So whatever. Aggressor's door closed. The door with Witchhammer opened up, and Witchhammer brings new things into the band. He's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of technicality. He's got a lot of just everything, man. It's just smoking. He's caffeine all the way, dude. He's like, sometimes people, they say, holy fuck, that's really your drummer? It sounds like that. I'm like, yeah, that's how he fucking sounds. You know, he's fucking nuts. He's a metronome of fucking speed, dude. He's off the hook, dude. I'm really glad to have him in the band.
Yeah, to me, once you got him in the band, I like Aggressor. So no disrespect to Aggressor if he ever hears this, but Witchhammer, just like you said, he's just he's nuts on the drums. I'm listening to it. He's just going crazy. Kind of reminds me like almost like like early Dark Angel when you listen to his drumming, how it's really totally off the hook. Well, he does it, but faster.
Yeah, he is, and I have to tell him to slow down. He wants everything to be a blast beat or whatever. I'm like, dude, man, take it down a notch. Really, I mean, he can play faster than I can play. I mean, I can keep up. I'm not gonna whatever. I ain't one of them guitar players that's whatever. I don't need to talk myself up. You hear me play. It is what it is. But sometimes I tell him, hey man, slow down a little bit. But he's a speed machine, and that's what he likes doing, and that's really good because a drummer can make or break your band. And it's really good to have a very talented, dedicated drummer who brings a lot to the band above and beyond his drumming, which is dedication, and that means a lot. I mean, you can have a drummer that they talk about fast. These guys, they fucking sound like fucking garbage can rolling down a fucking hill. It sounds like garbage. It sounds like rocks in a fucking blender. Yeah, maybe it's fast. I don't know, but it don't sound like a fucking
like the black metal fast, where it just sounds like.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. But
like to me, Nocturnal Fear is true speed. Like when it comes to metal, that's like to me true speed.
It is true speed.
Yeah.
And I mean, if anybody wants to talk shit or dog us or whatever, play a Nocturnal song. Play a Nocturnal Fear song, send it to me. Let me hear it. Because I guarantee you we'll play your shit. We'll play it better than you play it. And again, I'm not saying we're fucking great musicians or whatever, but it's, we came together to do this music and to make it, me and Lord Witchhammer, to do it, to step into the shoes of the forefathers that laid down the tracks for us. And we're not going to be clowns, or we're not going to be silly or stupid fucking idiots about it. We're going to take it seriously. We're going to perform and write and play music that is like the fucking starving Rottweilers you throw them a raw steak. What's going to happen. It's going to be violence. That's what we're doing. We're not up here to, put out a record that's a half hour long. You don't know what song from the next song. This shit all sounds the same. I'm not dogging black metal at all. I'm just saying what we like to do. I don't need to dog somebody to talk myself up. I'm just saying, listen to what we do. Any of you people out there that haven't heard us, and you'll see what we're talking about. It's real speed. It's like a Rolex watch on fucking nitro. It's precision speed.
That's exactly. You couldn't say it better. Precision. You can play fast and sloppy. Sounds like crap, but if you do it with precision, it sounds great.
Well, exactly. That's what we like to do. We like to have that precision in the music, and it ain't that philosophy of as long as we start and end at the same spot, it'll all work itself out. No, we like to have that, I write the music, and I've had them forefathers lay that shit down for me and hear it, and I don't want them to be ashamed of what I'm doing. So I want to be able to play something that's, when people hear it, they're like, yeah, wow, shit, this shit's fucking tight as a fucking duck's asshole, man, fucking watertight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we do that live too. We're tight like that live, so it's something we aim for,
Yeah. So where do you guys? Actually, wait. Before I get into that, where you guys record? Recently, well, not too recently. I don't know how long it was. I'm gonna say 9 months. Tell me, I'm probably wrong. But Witchhammer got a shot. I think it was was it a carjacking? I forgot exactly what you said.
Yeah. It was a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and on the west side of Detroit, being at a party store, coming out, leaving another car. We're coming out. Some guy comes up shooting, and you don't always necessarily call the cops when something happens in Detroit. So I'll leave it a little bit vague, but he ended up having, I don't know how many countless stitches and surgery in his arm, and I posted the pictures when it happened, but he got really lucky, and he's rebuilt back up to speed, and he got lucky. What can I say? But then again, a lot of people don't get lucky in the city, but hey, man, they call it, it's Carjack City, whatever. If people don't know what carjack means, I don't know if it's a term that everybody knows what it means. Go look it up. Go on Google. That's what happens here. So,
yeah,
whatever. Sometimes you can be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes trouble finds you, and whatever. That was a case of that. But we moved on from it, and whatever, it is what it is. It's whatever. We can't change where we live. I mean, we could, but we're not gonna. It's home is home. But yeah, he's all recuperated and probably even faster than he was before.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where do you guys record Excessive Cruelty and Allied for the Upcoming Genocide? Because they sound quite similar and not.
We recorded at a studio called Metro 37 Studios, and we recorded with a guy named Matt Dalton, who is probably one of the best guys in the Midwest, maybe one of the best guys around. And not only because he does good work, but because he's a cool guy, and he wants to give the band what the band wants. He's a pro. His studio is second to none, and we look forward to working with him again. I'm sure the next stuff that we do will be recorded with him, because I'm really happy with the way the split turned out with C.G. Fendry for the Upcoming Genocide. The mix on that I really like. So he made my job easier. I'm just going to take that split to him and say, hey, this is our jumping off point. I want more of this. I like the way it turned out. That's who we work with.
What would you say is like the best experience you had recording? Do you like recording, or is it a necessary evil for you, or just like it's just something?
I hate recording. I hate it. I hate recording. It's a necessary evil. I hate the studio. Everything about it. I like to play. I'm not one of them guys. I don't know how to use a mixing board. I don't know how to place microphones. I don't know how to do any of that. That's why people get hired to do that. I don't know. I never learned how to do it, and I never will. I'm not wired to do that. I don't. It's just tedious type work, and I do not like the studio. I know some people like it. Some guitar players like it. I don't like it. Like you said, I mean, it's a necessary evil. It's just, I literally fucking hate it. I mean, as I come through, did I make that clear? I mean, I don't like it. It's just, it's tedious, it's time consuming, and that's really all I can say about it. I mean, it needs to be done, but it's not fun, It's just something that needs to be done.
You posted a pretty cool picture of your rehearsal spot. Do you how many times a month, or maybe I don't know how many times do you actually rehearse? Do you do it regularly? Some bands I hear, they don't even rehearse each other for months, or unless they go on tour. Then there's other people that rehearse 3 times in a week.
Sometimes we rehearse 5 days a week. Sometimes it's more, because that rehearsal place is a living arrangement. It's Witchhammer set that up for us, and that place is probably beyond where most bands have even recorded at. The amount of effort that has been sunk into our rehearsal place is just second to none. Really, no expense spared. I mean, from the construction of it to the acoustics, to the soundproofing. Lord Witchhammer is the opposite of me. He's high tech. He's really fluent with technology, with acoustics, with mixing, with stuff like that. So I told him go nuts, and he did. And the mixing board that he's got is just, I don't even know the names of the shit. It's just, but it's no price spared. We got a PA that most clubs don't even got. We got lights down there. We got you wouldn't believe it. It's like a club down there, really. It's like a club, and drum riser, everything. And so yeah, no expense spared. It's really the most badass place I've ever rehearsed in. And not even mentioning his drums, the gear that he uses. He's endorsed by DC Drums, Detroit Custom Drum Company, and he's got some kind of handmade set by them. And I don't know if he's endorsed by Trick, but he probably is by now.
Yeah.
The shit that he's got from them, milled out of aluminum. These fucking pedals are made like one at a time. He's got these Trick Bigfoot pedals. He's got these Trick remote hi-hats, Trick snare drum. That dude is a serious dude, man. Don't fuck with him. He's crazy. He's crazy. That's all I can say.
Just because you said it was living quarters before, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious, is that where the videos came from, of you busting down the doors and the walls and all that?
That's somewhere else, but, when you hang out with Nocturnal Fear, crazy shit's going to happen. Doors are going to get kicked in, and walls are going to get knocked down, and various, crimes or whatever against humanity are going to happen. But hey, as long as you don't get caught, it never happens. So that's really our motto,
Yeah.
That's always the crazy shit's going to happen,
Yeah, just don't break the code of silence, right?
Well, that's right. That's right. The drug bust thing came in where we would be on the road somewhere, and these rest stops, some of them are just fucking high tech, fucking real nice, and we fucking walk in there, there'll be fucking Amish people in there too. They got to go to the bathroom too. Some dude would be in the john taking a dump, and somebody would fucking kick the fucking door in and be like, drug bust. And it scared the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But he's already on the toilet, so it's good. So
yeah,
it's just one of them, fun things we do,
Yeah, that is, I wish I could see it like be in third person to see that, or that sounds pretty funny.
Yeah, there's always some kind of antics going on there, and it is what it is,
Yeah. So on Excessive Cruelty and also on your split, you had two different vocalists. You had Devastator, and I don't know. This says on Metal Archives. I don't know if this is correct, but Infernal Desecrator. I don't know if that's correct or not.
For bass. Wait. Back up now. For what? For bass?
For vocals, I'm just going off Metal Archives.
Metal Archives. For which recording now?
For which recording? On Excessive Cruelty. What's it? It's Devastator on vocals.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
And then it says for Allied for the upcoming genocide, it's... Oh, it doesn't say. Let me...
Desecrator.
Desecrator. Okay.
Yeah.
So why did why did they leave? Did they just like before just didn't work out well, or?
Well, you know what? Devastator had some commitments outside of the band that he needed to take care of. He's a great guy, and Desecrator had, well, you know what? He had some things he needed to take care of, and he's working on taking care of those things. And being in the band and being committed or whatnot, I thought wouldn't be part of the picture for him, and it was time for him to move on. Great voice, great performance, fantastic. That guy did fucking great. Anybody's got to do is buy the new fucking split, and they'll hear him. And great fucking singer. That German rasp, that raspy style, that fucking in your fucking face, man. That's what he delivered. But his time came and went, and now vocally, we're working with somebody. I've been singing too, so you never know. I might end up singing on the new one. I've been playing some of our old songs, singing them. We've been, I sing all the Sodom covers we do. We've been covering Angel of Death. I've been singing on that, and so who knows, man? Who knows what the future holds? But it'll be some sick shit. I guarantee you that, man. Move onward and upward, dude.
Yeah, I'm actually a really big fan of your vocal style. I heard it. I was actually hoping you would do a song. So that's exciting news for me.
Well, you never know. I might end up doing it. We'll see how things go. And for me, it would be a win-win because the band that I've always liked, it always seemed like the singer played an instrument too, and I always liked that because, when you're playing an instrument, you already got that natural sense of rhythm and where the syllables and shit should fall and whatever. So who knows, man?
Yeah, hopefully it works out. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be good. Trust me, we're gonna give people what they want this time around. As part for the chorus of what we do, So
yeah. I want to talk a little bit. I know last time we talked about your guitar, what you have. But I want to talk about guitar tone. Like I said, I think I mentioned I was a guitarist too. But something that drives me nuts is you got these bands, newer bands, whatever, and they have the same guitar tone. I could not tell you the difference. They just, for the, if you've heard all these thrash. I'm gonna say thrash right now, or death metal or whatever. They all have. Right. They're all tuned to E. They play the same chugging thing. Maybe different right. If the riffs were actually good. There's very few bands that the riffs are actually like standout riffs, but the guitar tone is like, wait, I've heard this before. It sounds exactly like, throw your band names. Is that a big thing for you as well? Like, getting your guitar tone. Like, so everybody knows when they hear it, hey, that's Chris.
Well, it's, I got my own style of playing. So that's already probably more than half of it. But the other part of it is going into the studio and working with the producer, the guy who records you, and telling him, this is my guitar setup. This is my rig. This is what I play on. Doing that or being a younger band, going into the studio, and then the producer telling you, I'm going to get you a good guitar sound. So, if the studio's doing it, you're going to sound like everybody else. If you play on the same amp everybody plays on, you're going to sound like everybody else, You play on a Mesa, you switch them letters around, it makes the word same. S-A-M-E, that's how you sound. And so, you got to know what you're doing going in if you want to have something that's going to be a little bit distinctive.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you're just going to be, just another fish out there in the sea. You're not going to be a shark. You're just going to be a fish going with the stream. You're not going to have anything really distinctive. So, you can hear it. A lot of bands, they sound the same, It's of black metal, war metal, whatever. A lot of the guys, they sound the same. Maybe a little bit of it is they're afraid to not sound different. Don't think of it that way, too. Sometimes people are afraid to not sound different from the pack because, somebody might not like me or whatever because it ain't called or it ain't the trend of what's going on. Well, fuck that. I mean, I'm kind of bad. Everybody who knows us or talks to us knows that. So I think that's what's going on. Some people, they don't know what they want. And they take in a CD of a band, whatever. Hey, I want to sound like this band or whatever. And then how are you going to get your own sound,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right.
Now, since you mentioned war metal, let's talk about the Canadian bands. And I don't mean, excite. Obviously, you know what I mean. Not Exciter.
Right,
That stuff's good. But I'm talking about, Revenge and all that. What
right,
I don't
right.
like about them personally, it just sounds like chaotic noise. I don't hear like you can hear the guitar, you hear the growling, but it's like where's the musical part of it? Obviously, to me there wasn't too much thought that went into it. Whereas you listen to obviously listen to Nocturnal Fear, listen to Scythe, listen to whatever band, you can hear they actually
Right.
wrote the riffs. They actually kind of put the song together. It kind of seemed like they said, okay, it took 10 minutes to put that song together, and it's just growling
Well,
and blast
and,
beats.
if you want to call something revenge or whatever, and have it sound like fucking garbage, and then say that's what hatred sounds like, that ain't what hatred sounds like. It sounds like fucking garbage. If you want to have a kid that's 15 years old and pull the wool over his eyes and trick him, that'll work. But if it's somebody that's been in the metal, they're going to know the score. And they're going to say just what you said. Sounds like a fucking can of rocks rolling down a hill, man. Sounds like fucking garbage. I mean, we suck around at practice. I could, playing that shit. We're like, hey, man, let's do our Canadian war metal song. Tut, 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 count off our... Record it, man. Sell 1,000 records. That's my humor. I'm fucking with you, but I agree with you. I mean, come on, man. Having a band singing about war from Canada, that's like having, fucking some Amish band singing about war. It ain't no different. I mean, come on, give me a break. Somebody from Vancouver, it's the most livable city in the fucking world. Most rich, no crime, best economy. Everything looks like a scenic postcard.
Yeah.
Economy based on tourism, because people take vacations there on the ocean. You're gonna sing about war? Fuck that fucking joke. Give me a break. Fuck war did you fight? Picking up garbage on the beach? Give me a break.
The war against garbage.
Hey man, what are they fighting a war against? The bad tourism?
Yeah.
Give me whatever. It's a joke, dude. I mean, it's like these fucking kids trying to sing about, whatever. These fucking white kids rapping, talking about their fucking G's or whatever, and they fucking, grew up in mom and dad's fucking mansion or whatever. Ain't no different, dude. You got fake people and all kinds of music. So whatever, it is what it is,
Yeah, I agree with you. And the thing is, what doesn't make sense to me, as we do the whole black metal thing, we probably go on this for a long time. Is like, you mentioned this back in the last interview, is that they're just ripping off Bathory records. But not just that, they sound like it's almost like a clone of, every Dark Throne or Mayhem record. It doesn't sound original anymore. It's not like a riff I could pick out and say, oh, that's original. Because all you do is spin, let's just say, whatever band, Mayhem. And I'm like, oh, well, they took it from them. I can hear it.
Well, hey man, when you don't got a fucking brain because you're all strung out on fucking drugs and shit, what kind of music are you gonna end up writing? It'll sound like garbage, dude. You're gonna pick out a page out of a book and say, okay, we're gonna sing about war too. On top of it, dude, it's ridiculous, dude. It's like the fucking, it's the fucking Doug Henning of music. Doug Henning, go look up Doug Henning, man. He was a Canadian. That's what it is. It's the Doug Henning of music. They're trying to pull a magic trick on you like Doug Henning did. Go look him up on Google. You'll be like, damn, man, he's right. Give me a break, man. Come on, how's it any different than a fucking new thrash badge, whipping up DRI or fucking nuclear assault? It's fucking garbage.
I do like Nuclear Assault. I do have respect for them, but DRI, dude, I don't get it. The hype around them.
Fucking, I mean, hey, them, Nuclear Assault demos when they came out, I had them. They were great. I loved them. The first record was real good, but then they got silly. They got that comedy approach to them, and there's really no place for that in metal. They were a good band, and I just completely whatever they went. I never liked them, and DRI, Dirty Rotten LP, dealing with it. I mean, great shit, violent pacification, but then they just fucking flaked out because I don't know if they thought they could sell more records or whatever. I wasn't a fan after that stuff. It just got, and then to have a whole bunch of different new bands being influenced by that shit, it's like, man, you take the worst fucking rotten piece of the cake, cut it off, and you're gonna call that your influence? I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and then I never was too big fan of the whole crossover thing. And obviously, you saw the whole. I think didn't you tell? I think I remember you posting about this. You had a band that came to Detroit, and you headlined or something, and they were pretty much saying, oh, these guys have no sense of humor or something like that.
Oh yeah, man, Lich King, I think. Did they have that song called Black Metal Sucks or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, them guys. Yeah, they were fucking blogging about us and shit because they're coming here talking about, black metal sucks, and, they got this shirt, Black Metal Sucks. I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't even really remember what happened that night, but they didn't bring any of their merch in, none of their shirts. They didn't do that song because, dude, man, you ain't gonna fucking sit here and say Black Metal Sucks, and not to us, not on a night that we're playing, because that's shit that, whatever, we've lived that shit. That's something that, we wake up and live for, and it's just whatever. I mean, think of anything offensive fucking statement. Somebody could be saying it, people have said you ain't going to do that here, so it's just something we did. And then we got called out and saying, oh my God, this fucking band wanted to fucking fight over a song title. They need to fucking lighten up or whatever. And it's like, well, you know what? They were playing a club that had no security with a bunch of drunk motherfuckers that came to see some sick ass fucking music. And they couldn't be guaranteed their safety. It didn't have nothing to do with us. So I don't know why they want to blame it on us, but whatever,
And then
I think that something about Black Metal Sucks. Fuck that, dude. Fucking crossover sucks.
Yeah, also about like band things I remember you talking about. I was kind of curious, kind of like hearing these kind of stories. You're saying that I don't know if it was when you opened for Destruction. I think I remember saying that you opened for them, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that or maybe before. Maybe you could, you could tell me that Schmier said the crowd was getting too crazy and something happened, and he pretty much was kind of complaining, saying, "Well, I'm going to leave."
Well, yeah, we got into it with him because he was acting like a prima donna, acting like some kind of rock star. He's playing the same club we were, and it was their so-called 30th anniversary tour. That club wasn't full, and he's sitting back there in their van, and I know how they operate. He was playing with Vital Remains, I think, or somebody else, and they don't. That whatever business practices aside, which kind of soured me, behind the scenes type of things. One of the things I said from the stage, calling them out, was you see who is sitting back there in that fucking bus, who's sitting back there in their fucking Hot Topic fucking pants, back there, who's not going to hang out with you fans who came out here. Guys your age, guys my age, that paid that ticket, and he's not going to come out in the club and hang out with people. He's come from fucking Germany. How many fucking opportunities are you going to have? And you're going to fucking mope in a bus? You don't like the stage. You don't like the PA. You don't like nothing. I got there. I played with two fucking stacks, right? They're road guy, whatever. So they can't come on stage, Destructions, whatever. Well, you know what? My stuff did go on the stage because whatever,
Yeah.
He's just doing what I'm saying, whatever. But, yeah. And then people are going fucking whatever, lunatic, and, while he's singing a song, and he's like, he said, this is what he said. He said, there's no pushing in heavy metal. He says, there's no pushing in heavy metal. This microphone could bump my teeth, and I'll go back to Germany. I'm not kidding, I'll do it. And whatever, he had the middle finger in his fucking face for the rest of the night. They couldn't get that set over fast enough. But I will tell you, Mike, the guitar player's a really cool dude, real cool, humble guy. And, we played with them guys a few times. And Shamir, I don't know if he was having an off night, a bad night. Tour wasn't going his way, but he really let down a lot of the fans. I could care less about me, but a lot of the kids that were there to see him, like I said, how many opportunities are going to have to see him when he's fucking moping in the back of a van or whatever, I'll get called out, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. After that tour, I remember they're being kind of immature. Obviously, that's another great example. What you said is they're like, we're never coming back to play again, because something went wrong. Maybe a promoter or something in a business thing that wasn't the fans' fault, obviously.
Right. Like I said, even that night, some business things happened that I didn't care for. It so happened that our bass player at the time owned the club that they played at, and so it ends up being my business, and he got the shaft, and it wasn't right. And on top of that, to be a fucking dick and whatever, like I said, Shamir's got this image. He's wearing some Hot Topic pants, and he's got the Jerry curl in his hair and whatever. I mean, come on, man. You're here from Germany. I don't care how sick you are, how bad you feel. You can come out and talk to some of these kids that came here to see you. You don't go from your fucking van and back play and then back. You see it and say, "What's up, man?" You sign some shit for the people or whatever. Hey, whatever. I think my words speak for themselves. It wasn't right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of bands that are smaller level that think they're rock stars now.
Well, yeah. I mean, you get that, but they get their bubbles burst, sooner or later.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
reality. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah. I'm gonna list some bands. I'm just curious. Obviously you're an old school guy. I'm just curious your opinion on some of these old bands. Just tell me what you think. Either get into what you think, or just yes, no, So, Protector from Germany.
Oh man, great, love them. Love them.
Sadist.
Great, underrated German band, but how can I really say they're underrated? Maybe it's just people's ignorance of not knowing really who they are, but still putting out music, and one of the really good bands that influenced me and gave me a incentive to do what I do. It's great fucking music. Angry, pissed off, German fucking metal. Shoot, what else you got?
Sadist.
Sadist?
Yes.
Good band. Not one of my favorites. Real good players, good musicians, but not one of my favorites at all. But I give them their due. They're great musicians and stuff, but just not really one of my favorites.
Yeah. Disaster.
Real good band. They got that old school sound.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, and they're a good band. Not, like I said, not really one of my favorites. Not something I would necessarily listen to a lot, but they sound good to me. I don't know a whole lot about them. I don't keep up on a lot. Good band though. But you like them? You think they're good?
Me, yeah, I like them. Like it's kind of like one of those things. I kind of have if I had to have a category into bands that I love, that's like the first category. Then there'd be second category bands I think are really good. Then there's bands I kind of like, and then there's bands that I don't care for, and there's bands that I despise.
What label were they on?
They're on Metal Blade now, but they used to be on.
Oh right. Okay, you know what? I got them confused with a band called Incinerator. Man, I could take them or leave them. They're kind of generic. I mean, it's what can I say? It's nighttime here. I can't really think that well. So they must not be amazing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What else you got?
Assassin.
Oh man, great. Upcoming Terror. Good shit, man. The real shit. Great fucking German band, dude. Love them.
Demolition Hammer.
never really got into them, man.
Yeah.
American death metal.
You know, a band I see a lot of people like. I'm just curious what you think. A lot. I like them. I'm not like as into them as a lot of people are. But what do you think of a Morbid Saint?
Good stuff, man. They're pretty good, man.
Yeah. What about Exhumer?
What else you got?
Exhumer.
Good stuff, man. Fucking legendary, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to think of. So, obviously we're talking a little bit last time about. Obviously, we know you like Sodom, but I was curious, what did you think of the new album?
It's good shit. I mean, the thing with Sodom is, I mean, everything they put out is going to be heavy. It's going to be great, good. I mean, is it going to be legendary? No, especially with the pace that they put albums out. But it's good shit. I mean, you can compare them to Motorhead. I mean, I know I could. They're solid. They're a solid band. You know what you're going to get. Now, is every fucking album going to be, obsessed by cruelty? No. But, at least they didn't fucking put no disco album out or nothing. You know what you're going to get,
Yeah, definitely. They're consistent.
Right, exactly.
What do you think of, what's the band? Oh my gosh, I just had the name in my head. Of, obviously, we were talking about Black Flag and just hardcore and, what do you think of the UK hardcore stuff like Discharge, Broken Bones, Exploited? What did you think of that when it first came out?
It's good shit, man. It's good. It's good shit. When bands start getting political left wing, I tune out a little bit, but I can still appreciate the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, if it's fucking pissed off music, but the thing is, once it gets a little bit too preachy, I kind of tune out. I mean, I could say the same thing about Creator. I mean, they got left-wing politics, but, like them, they're a good band. I mean, not every song is preaching at you. I can get into them. They didn't really start that until later on, but, like I said, whatever. There's good shit, whatever. They wouldn't be household names if they sucked. And I like the Exploited, man. They're cool. I met Waddy. He's a cool dude. He's cool to my face, so whatever. Hey.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, it's good shit,
Yeah. What since you mentioned Creator, I'm just talking about more just music, but what did you think of their new stuff? Like with the whole melodic death metal influence on it.
See, the thing about Creator, man, Millie's got some kind of idea that he thinks he can sing clean, and people want to hear that. I don't know. I don't get into that. I don't get into the intros. I don't get into in the middle of the song having, the clean parts with singing on it. I don't know. They've always done weird shit like that, though. I mean, Pleasure to Kill, wasn't like that, and before, but some bands' idea of keeping things fresh sometimes is ill-advised, and I think something like that maybe ain't really their forte. They should keep to the speed and the heaviness and the aggression and the extreme aggression that they're known for. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, what was it? They did a Number the Beast cover, obviously Iron Maiden, and he was singing cleans, and I just I couldn't finish the whole thing because it's just, just having, there's difference when you listen to Iron Maiden, you know what you're gonna get with Bruce. He has that voice. Right. You can't have some death metal singer doing Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. Not death metal, but
you can't. And I mean, I wasn't aware of that, but the thing is there's certain songs that shouldn't be covered because they're so iconic, and the fact that the singers, the singers of those bands are known for their voices, and I mean, you fucking go, you try to cover fucking whatever. I know Judas Priest had a different singer for a minute, but you shouldn't be trying to cover The Ripper by Judas Priest, or you shouldn't be victim of changes or anything off the first fucking record, Sad Winds of Death. Which, I mean, you want to talk about, ask me about albums that maybe you might not think I like, because, dude, I'm a huge Judas Priest fan. Fucking grew up with that shit. Like, some bands you shouldn't cover. I mean, and they'll be singing fucking Number of the Beast. No, dude, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a link so you can hear it.
Hey, well, okay.
What's your what do you think of I'm trying to think of this band of oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. Why I don't know why I drew a blank, but what do you think of King Diamond, of the stuff he's done, after the 80s, after maybe Conspiracy?
King Diamond, I'm a big fan. I love Merciful Fate. And see, like I said, I don't know if it's part of that, old syndrome of being just a metal person for so long. I mean, I got into Fatal Portrait. I got into shit after that. Seeing Merciful Fate live, and I kind of tuned out when he started getting into the, concept records and all that. And I like the classic stuff. I like Merciful Fate. I like,
Melissa.
That's what I like. That's
Yeah.
what I grew up with. That's what I grew up seeing. The seeing Merciful Fate, that's me, dude. That's me.
Yeah. So what, obviously I'm going to go a little bit more to Celtic Frost now, but not really, but not Celtic Frost, Triptychon. What do you think of it, I call it emo Tom, just how he looks.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that, you ever seen them fucking crochet planner that grandma has? They put them pops in it. He's wearing that on his head. He's dressed like the Beatles with, like, mascara. I mean, come on, man. This dude lost his marbles, dude. I mean, dude was so talented and with that dark form of metal that he came out of nowhere with. And to go from that to do what he's doing now, I really think he fucking flipped the script or something. Something's wrong with him mentally that, I don't know, maybe he listened to too much Sisters of Mercy or something back in the day, and he thinks metal is for fucking scumbags or something, and he wants a broader audience. But dude, come on, give me a break. Come on. How are you going to go from, Into Crypts of Rays or Necromantical Screams or Messiah or fucking Maniac, any of that shit to what he's doing now? I have no idea how you make that connection, dude. I don't know. So no, I don't like it, man.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I don't know. I'm curious. Did you pick up Cold Lake? When it first came out, and what did you do to it?
When it first came out, well, that's back in the day of vinyl, so, yeah, the day it came out, I went to Fairlane Mall, which they had a record store in there. People who know Detroit are going to know what Fairlane is, so I happened to go there for whatever reason, and I seen that fucking cover, and then I turned around and seen the band picture. Dude, I didn't even buy it. That dude with his zipper down and shit, and his fucking bag hanging out, and fucking Tom Warrior with his fucking hair all teased up. I was like, man, give me a break. What the fuck happened? They put the wrong album in the wrong sleeve? Is this up across what's going on?
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking believe it. So no, I didn't get it. I heard it after the fact. I mean, Cherry Orchards and all that. I was like, man, dude, something happened. He hit his head or something. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in Switzerland. I don't know what happens. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. To go from, 2 Megatheron to that, No, he went from Into the Pandemonium to that. And even Into the Pandemonium was just too weird, dude. How do you make the first song, side A, first song, is a cover song of Mexican radio? Yeah, whatever, man. It is what it is. It was pretty cool. Well, yeah. But, man, come on. You bury it 4 songs deep or something. You don't open the album with that. So I seen cracks in the foundation even then.
Yeah, I don't like when bands do that. Like you said, it'd be different now, like a bonus track or 4, 5, 6.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, listen to fucking Exodus. They're singing "Bonded by Blood," "Strike of the Beast," and all that. And the fucking next record, they're doing Lowrider and shit. So it's like, dude, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, dude. Exodus. That's probably another band. The first album. Great, and then after that, every album they went downhill more, and then.
And I can't believe after poor fucking Paul Baloff died, he's probably spinning in his grave when they took Bonded by Blood and erased his vocals off it, replayed it, and have Rob Dukes redo all his vocals. I couldn't believe that.
Oh man, don't even get me started on Rob Dukes.
You've got to be rolling in those fucking graves, dude. I mean, come on, these guys are full-time musicians. And if they're not, there's a damn good part of their life is dedicated to it. They couldn't write 45 minutes worth of music to put out a new record. They had to fucking erase Paul Baloff's vocals. I didn't get it. I don't understand why people do some things.
And
they don't get called out on it. They don't get called out on it.
No, they don't. It's cool, I guess. I thought it sucked.
Yeah, it's weird.
What's another band I was gonna say? Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. Well, Sodom, I know they did that too, but it was kind of a lot of it was actually demo stuff, so that was never released.
Wait a minute. Wait, who did what now?
Sodom, they re-recorded In the Sign of Evil.
Yeah, they did. They redid In the Sign of Evil, but which Hunter played on it?
Yeah.
So it's all original guys, and they had...
it just seemed right, it just wasn't...
Well, no, it didn't. I mean, it didn't. It sounded weird, but they got, it's not like they got different people. They got Great Violator back. He played on it, and then plus they did songs that they had written from back in the day that they never recorded. But, man, the recording sounded weird to me, and but whatever. I mean, it served its purpose. It was the last thing, Witch Hunter played on, before he died. Unfortunately, he drank himself to death, but he was at least able to do one last little thing, and maybe that's why it happened, so.
I think another band that went, obviously kind of like Celtic Frost, but maybe, in the way of certain, like, how the heck can you go from that, from Into Crypts of Race to Cherry Orchards. I would like to bring up Sepultura. From a band that went from Morbid Visions, Beneath the Remains. I'm gonna say it. People might not like this, but I did like Chaos AD. But even from there, how can you go from Chaos AD to rap, rock, metal-ish stuff?
What a fucking disappointment, man! What a disappointment. And I mean, I've seen them when they came over, first time, and right into them with all that shit when they first came out. To go from that. It's like, whatever, dude. I don't know, man. Bands, they just lose their focus or something. You can't even really say it was, Max leaving. I mean, because even with Max, they did some weird shit. So, it's like, whatever. I guess just remember them by the good shit they did,
Yeah.
Because I really liked them. I really fucking liked them, dude. I mean, like, right up to, Beneath the Remains, and after that, they had a couple of good songs here and there, but, who knows why people do what they do,
I like to see, them, like, come back to do, like, the old stuff, but, it's never going to happen. And into the new singer, I cannot stand the new singer. The music just sucks anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're thinking. They're just too far removed from what they were to be what they could be, and so that ship sailed away, dude. That ship sailed. That's not going to happen. I mean, whatever. Like I said, I don't know what they're thinking, but
I think a band that I actually seen gotten better over time is I don't know if you're aware of the band Hyrax.
Yeah, Hyrax.
Yeah, I don't know if you're if you listen to their first album, it was a little more chaotic kind of stuff, but in time they actually got better. The vocalist
I'll tell you
got
what,
better.
Man, I got that album right when it came out, and I liked it. And there's a big gap between that album and, I mean, they did another one, but they did have a gap in there a little bit, in their career a little bit. And I liked that first one just because it was, I mean, I think probably Hyrax back then would be one of the bands you love them or you hate them just because the vocals were so different. But I liked it. I just thought it was crazy. It was just crazy shit. I mean, that intro on that first song, side A, number one, you will go down to the demons. And I was like, fuck, man, this dude is fucking off his rocker, man. I like it. I liked it, man. But then I kind of, this it's just the band I lost track of. I think I saw one of their songs, like a video of it somewhere recently, and it just sounded like ass-kicking fucking heavy metal,
Yeah, they're, I interviewed Kane, the singer.
Right,
And,
right.
The first album artwork, do you know what it is?
Puffhead.
Well,
yeah, I got the fucking record with the fucking Easter egg on it or whatever. The Humpty Dumpty with glass going in his face.
Well, I finally asked him what it was, and he finally got back to me, when I interviewed him. It's Humpty Dumpty getting shot by a firing squad.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking off the hook. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's
crazy. I mean, I got that record. I was like, holy fuck. Well, obviously, the artwork is so distinctive because it's Puffhead that did it. You can immediately tell his style. But it's this egg, and to me, it looked like just like shards of glass going in his face. Like maybe somebody broke a pane of glass and he's just screaming. And I mean, for what it was, to me, it looked brutal. I mean, whatever. They never made T-shirts of it, but a lot of bands didn't make T-shirts back in the day. It probably would have been a cool fucking T-shirt.
Yeah, no, it's a great record. I think what I was gonna say, an album that the record totally, the album artwork just, oh my gosh, I'm going blank. But
album artwork is a big deal for me.
Deal,
dude.
yeah,
it's a big deal, and I get off on good fucking artwork. You don't see a lot of it anymore. Or bands even taking the time, but I appreciate good artwork.
Yeah, what I always notice is you guys do. Who does your artwork anyway? Because at least for the last two ones, they look pretty similar.
The last three, a dude named Craig Holloway did it. And the way I know Craig Holloway was he did so many iconic flyers and artwork for a legendary Detroit band called Cold as Life, and he did the work for them, and Craig's just got a distinctive style, and knowing him and his work through the hardcore scene and being so into that in Detroit, I just hit him up, and he delivered. He's a great fucking artist. He's great. He's really good, and he did like 3 covers for us, and the cover for the split, we used Lord Sickness 666, and I think that turned out really well too. It's really, really fucking brutal. The dog's fucking tearing this fucking guy apart. It's brutal shit. I'm really happy with the way that turned out.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that band? I think one of the best artworks and my favorite artwork of all time. I should say of all time, but one of my favorites is Usurper's Skeletal Seasons. That's one of my favorites.
Oh man, I got that. I got my fucking gallery, my dungeon, my fucking lair. I have that up. That's absolutely one of my favorites of all time. And being able that I know the guys, and I got it autographed by them, and I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care. They're my friends or not. If I'm a fan, I'm a fan. I'm gonna want that shit fucking autographed. And I got it up there. It's one of my unholy relics, dude. And I definitely love that cover art. And I totally see what you're saying. It's just, that's a fucking 4 aces right there, man. 5 aces, royal flush, dude. That album cover is great. It's so fucking good. They got a sick ass cover for that, dude. And they're a great band. They deserve it,
Yeah, definitely. I think Usurper's definitely one of those bands that they only come once in a while. Like once every, I never found a band that ever sounded like them, and also, but it sucks that they're so underrated.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you're a real meddler, and that's the phrase I use, that's what we call people like us, man. That you are a meddler, METALLER. You are a heavy meddler. If you're a meddler, you're just going to have your mind set into that frame of mind that bands are going to be special. And Usurper's one of them special bands. And you're not going to have whatever band of the week. You're going to have a band that was really just part of your life. That's, wow, I've heard this band, they're fucking great. And they have their own sound. They do their own thing. They have influences. You can hear influences, but they do their own thing with it. And that's one of those bands. They're just fucking great. And the people who know about them. And the people who don't know about them are fucking buying Revenge albums. So whatever,
Yeah. What have you heard Rick Scythe's new stuff? Scythe, his new band Scythe.
Yeah. Yup, it's great shit, man. It's really good. Rick is a solid ass fucking motherfucker, dude. He's a solid metal motherfucker, and he's not gonna write shit that's not good. He's nuts. He's a metal motherfucker. So yeah, obviously the shit he does is good. Skype is fucking great. It's good shit.
Yeah, definitely. I think everything that he's
I have a lot of. I respect him. I respect the work he's done. What can I say?
Yeah, then we got Bones as well.
Bones, fucking yeah. John and Chris and their band is fucking great, dude. I mean, them guys too, legendary, dude. They're juggernauts, dude. Them guys are juggernauts. And it shows in their music. They're fucking great. And they are real, legit, metal motherfucking dudes. Do not fuck with those guys. They are legit. And it comes out in their music. They're fucking great. Really good shit. And I mean, it's great. That's why it's a special band. It's good shit, They're not following a trend. They're not trying to be whatever, fake bullet belts and fucking paint, whatever, paint by the numbers. It's good shit. I respect them.
So I bet you were excited.
John's been in our fucking band. John, he's in Nocturnal Fear, so he's great. I love the guy.
So I bet you were excited when you saw that Usurper's reforming for a show.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. People should turn out and support the fuck out of them because they're a great fucking band. And their place in fucking metal can never, ever fucking be denied. Their contribution is just fucking phenomenal, Especially for, America. America's always been hit or miss with our bands, but they're right on the fucking money, dude. They're good shit.
Were you ever able to see them, back in the day, with the General on vocals?
Fuck yeah, dude. I brought them here. Nocturnal Fear's done shows with them here.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Fuck
awesome.
yeah.
Wish I could have seen that show. That's awesome.
Yeah. I've been a fan of them from fucking day one, dude. Great fucking shit. Love the General's vocals, man. Really good shit, man.
I agree. Also, we're talking about, obviously, those bands that just come once in a while. What did you think about, a songwriter, I should say, a songwriter came once in a while. It's obviously, Jeff Hanneman. Obviously, dead now, it sucks. But what do you think do you think Slayer should go on? Or I kind of think now it's become the Kerry King show with Tom.
Yeah, I think, that's a hard one to say, but I mean, you're asking my opinion, and I think, I think that ship has kind of sailed, and it's run its course, and I don't know, maybe it's time for something new to happen, and like you said, it's just a little ridiculous, I mean, but Tom Araya is a fucking born-again Catholic, and Kerry King, he's running around with his fucking Black Label Society vest on, and it's gotten almost like a circus or something. It's, whatever. I remember Slayer by their old shit, not by their last fucking 27 fucking records they probably got out. Probably got 50 records out by now. I don't know. It's just they put out one every 6 months. I can't keep up with it. Maybe it's time to do something new. I don't know. Maybe that sap dried up when Jeff Hanneman passed away. Maybe he wrote some of their best shit. Whatever,
Yeah, I think Slayer should call it quits to me, and also
well, maybe
they kicked out Dave Lombardo too, which sucks.
Well, yeah, maybe they should. I hear a lot of people talking that maybe they should, but whatever. You know, more power to them. If they can be successful, let them. You know, I back them. They can be successful doing what they do. Whatever. I mean, what am I going to sit here and lie and say? You know, I love the shit with Jeff Hanneman and, you know, the original lineup and, you know, Rain and Blood, Haunted in the Chapel, LOA, Show No Mercy, all that shit. That's my classics, you know, but it's just my opinion. I back them. Whatever. Let them do what they want to do. They didn't do no fucking disco albums, so whatever. Let them do what they do.
You know, what'd you think of when Venom came out with, what's the album called again? It's, Calm Before the Storm.
That's kind of when I tuned out because, you know, Possessed came out right before that, you know, Venom Possessed. And to me, that's an underrated Venom album, you know, and I loved that album. It's fucking, if you're not a Venom fan, you're not a metal fan. If Venom is too noisy to you, if they're too, you listen to Venom and you go, ew, man, that's noise, you're not a fucking nutler. That's, Venom separates the men from the boys because that's evil ass fucking motherfucking shit, and it sounds like the gates of hell opened up. And Possessed was one of them fucking records that's, I don't know, maybe you could call it underrated. I don't know. To me, it's a classic. But to have Calm Before the Storm, you know, follow that record up, it was too much of a transition for me.
Yeah.
And I kind of tuned out, you know, big time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. What did you think of when Dark Angel kind of went? I know a lot of fans are either just fans of the first two, or, you know, there's people who like all of it. What did you think of when they went from, you know, Darkest Descents to Leave Scars?
I will say, myself, Dark Angel went out with a bang. It went out with a very fucking strong record, but I can understand how, you know, Ron Reinhardt's vocals, you know, some people liked them, some people didn't. But musically, you cannot take anything away from them. Lyrically, you can't take it away. Solid. And that fucking album, Time Does Not Heal, fucking great shit. Leave Scars. I can't say anything bad about it. I love that shit.
Yeah, I agree. I got into Dark Angel hearing Ron on vocals, so it was kind of, in a weird way, I had to hear a Dawn after the fact. It's like, oh, but, you know, I like them both. I think both of them did great stuff.
I like them both. I think, you know, I mean, you can sit here and do armchair quarterback hindsight 2020 and say, geez, I wonder what them albums would have sounded like if Ron wasn't singing, if Don was singing. But then again, you know, you can't really second guess things because those albums would have been. Everything happens in its own time and space and for a reason. So whatever. I liked his vocals. I could see how some people wouldn't. He had a weird approach, but for me it worked. I loved it. Fucking Pain's Invention Madness and fucking all them classics. The lyrics, it's just like, wow. They don't make metal like that anymore. I mean,
yeah,
they don't. You tell me who writes lyrics like that or whatever. I remember when fucking Time Does Not Heal came out, and there was a little sticker on it. It's like, it said something like, this album contains 687 riffs on it or something. And that's probably true. There's a lot of music on there. I think it was probably around 70 minutes, too. It's a long CD. So they went out with a bang, dude. I don't take anything away from them.
Yeah. You know, it was a band, I just remembered that I was saying that went total, like, you know, from, let's just say, I was an example of Celtic Frost, Morbid Tales to Cold Lake, maybe. It's Coroner. They went from, you know, R.I.P., oh my gosh, Punishment for Decadence, then they go to Grin. What the heck?
Yeah. Big disappointment because, man, I really got into it. Right when they came out, I really got into them. And I mean, the guitar playing, the arrangements of those songs were just, man, nobody was doing that. They were, you know, you talk about technical, and technicals, you know, when you talk about technical music, a lot of times people are talking about time signatures and technical that way, but to me they were technical in a different way because, yeah, they had that, but they also had melody to them.
Yeah.
But they kept it heavy as fuck, but yet they had melody, and I mean, man, them guys were really, really fucking talented. I was at, lucky to see them, right when they first came here, and saw them a few times. I think they might have toured with Creator. I don't know. I can't remember enough, but I know I've seen them a few times. I got pictures of them, and man, what a disappointment. Because like you said, Grin from, Punishment for Decadence, and, No More Color, R.I.P., that shit's awesome. And people out there haven't heard those first Coroner records. They maybe just heard Grin or whatever and said, man, this band sucks. That's not the case. You need to hear their earlier shit because they were legendary, great fucking band.
Yeah, I agree.
And they pulled it off live too, note for note. Great fucking band. Talented musicians. Really, really good.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I got two more questions just really quick. Can you, are we going to have some of the same songs from the Split on the new album? Are we going to have Infernal Nuclear Warfare and Blood on the Battlefield on the new album, or those are just be on the Split only?
Well, on the Split, it said that those songs would be coming from the forthcoming Split.
Oh, okay.
And, let me reword that. On a Split, it said they would be coming from the forthcoming album. So that would be a taste of what's to come. And the plan is to have them on there. And, obviously they will be re-recorded. The vocals will be, redone or whatever. It's not just going to be, whatever. We're just going to plop them on there, and you get your money's worth, believe me. Trust me.
Yeah.
It'll be, they 99% sure they will be.
Okay.
For the people who maybe didn't get the Split, waiting for the new one. But if you don't grab the Split, people, they should get it because it's doing really well and people are tripping out. They really like it.
Yeah. And also, you got the songs, what's it called again? Operation Trinity, correct?
Yeah. We got Trinity, we got SEAL Team 666, we got a few others. And, we're putting things together and, definitely you'll see what comes out. When it comes out, maybe there'll be a few surprises on there. Maybe some of them will be on there, all of them. We don't know. We're always writing. We're always writing and doing new stuff, so it'll be worth the wait. Trust me.
Awesome.
And it's going to be along them lines, like Trinity. What is Trinity? Well, that's where the first nuclear device in the history of mankind was detonated. Out there in the desert. That's what that is about. It's not about some kind of religious trinity. That's the code name of what they did of the most deadly device invented by man. And what better thing for Nocturnal Fear to do a song about? And then SEAL Team 6, it's a play on words, SEAL Team 666. Going in there and whatever. Elite killers, man.
Yeah. Then actually, maybe this probably isn't a question. It's more just saying maybe a shout out more to that you guys are doing a contest right now.
Yeah. We're doing a contest. We sold them. We have, Nocturnal Fear flight jackets that we're doing. These are their top-notch, fully embroidered, custom. And all you got to do is get on our Facebook page and check them out. You'll see a picture. And we were thinking, well, how can we make it fair for people? We want to just hook people up. We don't want to be on there selling hoodies for fucking $50 or $90 like these other bands do. We want to hook people up. We want to, give back to the fans and for the people who supported us or whatever. And, Facebook's a necessary evil, and that's why we're on there. And, times have changed. You got to, whatever. So we figured, well, for the new people, for the people that like us, if you can spread our name a little bit, you can give us some Facebook likes by suggesting the page to your friends. Whoever gets us the most, we're going to give them a fully embroidered Nocturnal Fear flight jacket. It's going to be embroidered front and back. It's going to have a patch on it. We're going to give them a T-shirt of their choice. So they're going to be getting about $100 worth of merch for free on us, on the house, as a way to hook up and say thanks to the people out there. And like I said, we got people asking for the jackets. We're not doing a run of them, and we've been having to turn people down. So we figured, well, you know what? We're going to do something special. We're going to bring it back for this, and whoever hooks us up, gets us some likes, well, we're going to give them some likes, and we're going to hook them up with a jacket, and we're going to make somebody happy. And they've made us happy by supporting us. So that's how we work. That's how we do things. We try to show appreciation to people and whatever. That's what we do. We're no different than the people that listen to us. We're just regular fucking people. We're not rock stars. We're nobodies. We're just nobodies from the fucking city of Detroit. That's what people know about us. And that's what they know. They know, whatever. We don't got any other persona than, hey, we are who we are. If you don't like us, fuck off.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna leave this part to you. If you got any shout outs, anything, any last words, the floor's yours.
Well, I just want to say, thank you for the opportunity to do the interview. I want to shout out to my brother Craig in the band Belligerent Intent from Australia. Kick-ass fucking band. They're great, great people. Let's say a shout out to all the great fucking hardcore bands in Detroit. All the people that we know in Detroit. All the people that support us, our hometown. Hey, without you guys, where would we be? Nowhere. We'd probably be dead in the grave or in a jail cell somewhere. You guys, that's what we do. That's why we're these fucking freaks out there with tattooed faces playing this sick-ass fucking music. It's because of you guys, and everybody knows that, and that's really all I got to say.
Okay. Well, like I said before, thank you for your time, and we'll keep points. Nocturnal Fear.
Hey, man, you got it.